Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm Cheryl. This is Your Journey Yoga, and I hope you're having a spectacular day wherever you are within it. I hope it's been good so far. You had a great night's sleep. And today's video is going to focus on ankles, feet, toes, wrists, hands, and fingers. So the extremities, my friends, sometimes we kind of forget to take care of those. And they are pretty important because, we work with our hands and our feet all the time, every day. So want to take care of those guys, show them a little bit of love. If you probably won't need any water, but if you want it, take a drink. We're going to start, just step into the top of your mat. And I just want you to stand nice and tall, rocking forward and back on those feet. You can come up as high as you want to, kind of stretching through the tops of the feet, through the arches of the feet, waking up the ankles. If you have ankles that need a little love, ankles that aren't quite as strong as you would hope they would be, I want you to really be mindful. Only rise just a little bit, okay? We're not going to go super, super high. If you're like, I got this, and I want to see how high I can get, make sure that you have something handy, a counter, a wall, something that'll help stabilize you if you need it, and then just slowly come on back down. So we're going to slow this down. As you rock back to your heels, lift those toes, waking up the tops of the feet. Let's do that one more time, forward and back. Staying strong through the core. Those core muscles are going to engage, that are going to help stabilize us. Now as we come down, I want you to rock back to your heels and lift your toes. I want you to lift those toes and I want you to press the balls of your feet into the earth. So it's a different sensation. You're like, well, wait a second, I'm trying to lift my toes. How do I press through the balls of my feet and lift my toes? Take a second. Press through the balls of the feet. Now you might notice the part of your foot just below your big toe is going to press a lot harder than the part of your foot just to the back of your pinky toe. I want you to see if you can even that out a little bit. And then spread your toes. It helps if you spread your fingers, and the fact that we're working those hands and the fingers, we're getting a little bit here too. Now we're going to work to spread the toes, spread the fingers, keep that separation between the toes, and slowly place your pinky toes to the mat. Just the pinky toes. Now go, second toe. Work with your fingers at the same time. It helps do the toes. Don't look down. Just be mindful. Middle toe. Still working to create space between those toes as best you can. Fourth toe. Big toes still lifted if you can. It's challenging. And then press all 10 toes firmly against the earth. And I want you to feel that connection. I want you to feel the activation through your glutes, through those lower abdominals. I want you to stand a little bit taller. Do you feel that? Activation in those quadriceps. Big shoulder roll up and back. And shoulders slide down and away. And I want you to press your palms towards the earth. So as we flex the wrists and press the palms down, what do you feel and where? Forearms, shoulders, core. Do you feel the length in the crown of your head? Now slowly tip your head to the left. Keep those wrists flexed and spread your fingers. Now wiggle your fingers. What do you feel? Now stop wiggling the fingers. Keep pressing the palms down and see if you can press that right palm a little further down. Press that palm down towards the earth. How are your feet? Are you still pressing? Inside and outside of the ball of the foot, inside and outside of the heel of the foot. Slowly lift that head back to neutral. Keep those wrists flexed, and then gently lean your head to the right. Wrists are flexed. Press your palms down towards the earth, and then wiggle your fingers. Forearms, wrists, hands, fingers. Stop wiggling and press that left palm further down towards the earth. Still pressing through the soles of the feet, still active through those quadriceps. And gently lift your head back to neutral. Relax your arms. Oh, that feels heavy. Give those shoulders a couple good rolls up and back. All right, we got that firm connection of the soles of the feet. Now this time, have something handy if you need it. Counter, wall, whatever it is, chair, and slowly rise. Now we're going to hold this for just a few moments, a few breaths. Core is strong. We're working stabilizing through the ankles. What do you feel? Core is engaged, glutes engaged, pressing through the balls of your feet. Your body's trying to figure out the very best way to effectively keep you balanced and stable. I want you to notice if there's a weight shift between your feet. Does one side try and take over? Now slowly, slowly lower back down. Shift your weight to your left foot, and we're going to flip those right toes underneath and just gently press. This should feel so good, you guys, stretching through the top of your foot and through the front of the shin. And we're going to gently roll the heel to the outside and then back to center. Roll the heel out and back to center. Toes are still tucked under. Out and back to center. One more time. Roll it out and back to center. Flip the toes. Let's take it to the left side. We flip those toes under. A gentle press of the toes down. Just feeling that nice stretch to the top of the foot. 90% of your weight, we'll go 80% of your weight on that right leg. Left toes are flipped over, but we're pressing down, so we do have some weight distributed. And we're going to roll to the outside, so heel flares out just a little bit, and then we roll it back to center. Heel flares out and comes back to center. 2 more times. Flare it out and back to center. If you're like, wow, that feels really good, as you flare that heel out, stay there for a second. Really nice stretch along the top of the foot, along the outside of the ankle, and back to center. Flip those toes back over. Roll those shoulders up and back. Inhale, reach to the sky, and exhale, swan dive to forward fold, and just relax the weight of the upper body down. We're going to rock forward and back. Again, the little weight shifting in those feet, just feeling that pressure of the different parts of the sole of the foot. Getting a really nice added stretch in that lower back. Coming back to center, we're going to bend the knees as much as you need to bring the hands to the mat. Lifting that right foot, we're going to slide our fingers in between. So index finger goes between the big toe and the second toe. Middle finger between the second and third toe. Ring finger between the third and fourth. And your pinky, you might have to help him, between your fourth toe and your pinky toe. So depending upon the size of your fingers and the stretch of your foot, it might be challenging. And then we're just going to gently bend the fingers underneath the sole of the foot, and then here we go with the left side. Each finger in between the toes, kind of wrap that first knuckle underneath the feet, soft bend in those knees, a variation of gorilla pose. Keeping those fingers interlaced between the toes, we lengthen through the crown of the head and begin to rise. Keep those fingers between those toes. Feel that length all the way through the spine. And then slowly releasing it down. Knees can remain bent, or you are welcome to extend those legs. Let's do that one more time. Lengthen through the crown of the head, core strong as we rise. And then gently release it back down. Rock back to your heels on that right foot, release your hand. Rock back to your heel on that left foot, release your hand. Relax and forward fold. And again, shifting the weight forward and back. Maybe lift your toes as you rock back to your heels. Maybe lift your heels as you rock forward, but you certainly do not have to. Coming back to center, even out your weight. Shift your weight now to your heels and slowly bend your knees. Now this is a job to keep those heels down. It might be an easy job, or it might be really challenging. So you're going to lower your bottom as low as you can while maintaining your heels connected to the earth. If you have to stop, stop. Keep those heels down and lift your toes. Now you might be up a little bit higher, but those heels are connected. Okay, hands are there for support. If you're all the way down and you can keep those heels down, lift your toes. If you don't need the support of the hands, extend those arms out. Breathe. Now turn your palms to the ground. Extend those hands out if you're able, and flex your wrists. Fingertips pointing towards the sky. Pressing the heels of the hands out in front of you. What do you feel? That space in that upper back. Strength in the shoulders, in the arms. Release your hands and slowly lower yourself down onto your bottom. Let's come into butterfly, bringing the soles of the feet together. Sitting up nice and tall, pulling the heels in towards your bottom, just as close as feels good to you, and open those knees out to the side. We're going to take our thumbs and we're going to place them against the sole of the foot, fingers along the top of your foot, and we're going to gently pull the soles of the feet open. Now it's okay if your heels separate a little bit, if you can keep them together. Perfect. Rolling those shoulders back, keeping that length in the spine. Cobbler's pose. Feeling that nice stretch to that outer ankle. Lengthen that spine, strengthen the arms, the shoulders, the core. That core is working to keep your posture nice and tall. And gently release. Soles of the feet come together. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, once again, peel them apart. Keeping the pinky toes towards one another. And that outer edge of your foot as close as you can. Again, if your heels separate, it's okay. Notice if you're holding tension in your hips. See if you can let it go. And then gently release the soles of the feet back together. Breathe. Let's go ahead and release your hands. Extend the legs out nice and long. Flex your feet. Sitting up tall. If you need to sit by a wall, sit by a wall with your back against the wall. But we want to keep that nice tall posture. We're going to point the right foot as we flex the left. Now this is a little coordination game. We're going to circle the right foot out, left foot out as we switch. Pointing the left foot, flexing the right. It's a little brain game. Now we circle the feet out as we switch. Point and flex. Left foot flexed, right foot pointed. Switch, roll, and point and flex. Roll, and point and flex. And again, roll. So this might send you into a little bit of a foot spasm. I apologize if it did. One more time. Just wiggle those toes, work it out, and point both feet. Now we're going to slowly start to walk those hands down your legs. Now, depending upon flexibility of the hamstrings, you might be able to get your hands to your feet. If you cannot, it's okay. Just place your hands somewhere along the sides of your legs that feels okay to you. If you can use a block, take a hold of your block and gently place the block on the hands and just gently press as best you can. So you're trying to work the top of the block down towards those toes. If you can hold on to those feet, place your hands on the feet, gently press those toes towards the floor. So that's the ultimate job, is we're working to try and get those toes towards the floor. Now as we lengthen through the crown of the head, there's this really nice stretch happening in that lower back too. Now back those hands off and once again flex your feet. Sit up nice and tall. Find your breath. And let's pull one foot in and then the other. Same thing that we did standing, we're going to place our fingers between our toes. Now this might be really challenging. For me, it's that fourth finger between my fourth and fifth toe. It's a hard time to get those in there. And then we're going to kind of bring those knuckles right around underneath the feet. Now slowly begin to extend your right leg. How far can you get it? Okay, so it might be hovering. If you can release it down, release it down. So your chest is kind of resting against that left thigh, getting a nice stretch in that lower back as that right arm is pulled out. Space between those toes. What do you feel? A little tuck of your chin. And once again, we lift our gaze, pulling that right heel back in, bending that right knee. Left leg is going to extend. How far can you extend that leg? Can you release it down? And if it doesn't want to go, it's okay. Don't force it to go. You can use your block to set that leg on. That chest and tummy kind of resting along that right thigh, and just that gentle pull along that middle back. Slight rotation. Should feel pretty good. Little tuck of your chin down towards that left collarbone. We lift our gaze, and again, pulling that left knee back in. Release your fingers from between your toes. Pull those toes back. So your hands are going to come right along the backs of the toes and just gently pull them up. Now, if for any reason your toes are like, hey, this is not very fun for me, don't pull quite so hard. Just flex at the ankles rather than flexing at the toes and the ankles. Just that gentle pull. And gently release. Come up to the heel, or lift the heels, come up to the toes. Place the heels down, lift your toes. If you need support behind your back, place it there. Bring your toes down, lift your heels. Nice. Release your heels, lift your toes. So yoga for the feet and the hands. Different concept, right? But yep, it's love for everything, guys. Lifting the heels. One more time, lift those toes. Wiggle your toes. So now we're going to sweep those feet around us. And we're going to come up onto all fours. To tabletop. Let's tuck those toes and lift the knees just a little bit off the mat. So we want those wrists right underneath those shoulders. Lifting out of those shoulders so we're not sinking in. Our core is strong. Breathe. Just hold and breathe. So we're working strength here while we're working the stretch in the arch of the feet and those toes. Gently release your knees and sit your bottom back towards those heels, but those toes remain tucked under us. How's that feel? Again, if ever your body's like, who thought of this and why are we doing it? And your body says, this is not good for me. Listen to your body. Listen to your breath. Come forward, release. Release those toes, wiggle them. And let's gently sit it back. So if you have a need to take care of those knees, you're going to place something, a cushion, a pillow, a blanket between your bottom and your heels to sit up nice and tall. And this is just stretching the top of your feet. It's also stretching your quads. And it's giving you good range of motion for your knees. Only if you're not having to take care of those knees, guys. If it's not giving you love and it's giving you a sign that things aren't right, listen. Please, please, please. And slowly bring your hands forward back to tabletop. And we're going to turn fingertips towards the knees. Okay, now this, if it's not great, turn them back out a little bit. So there's lots of gray room here. Okay, so it's not black or white. Fingertips are pointing anywhere from straight ahead to straight back towards the knees. So you decide what feels good for you. And again, those wrists are right underneath those shoulders. Core is strong. I just want you to notice how this feels. You should feel a pretty good stretch through the forearms and through the wrists. We're going to do cat and cow here. If adding movement makes it not great, don't go for the movement. Just stay still. As you inhale, slowly lower your belly towards the mat as you lift your gaze and your sit bones to the sky. So added benefit of that spinal mobility. As you exhale, lift your spine, tuck your chin. Again, listen to those wrists. Inhaling it back to cow. And exhale it to cat. How are we doing? One more of each if it's in there. Adjust your hands however you need to. Big, full, deep breaths. And back to that neutral spine. Go ahead and walk the hands back. Now gently, we're going to shift our weight to our left hand and we're going to flip that right wrist. So the back of the hand is on the mat. Be very nice. 90% of your weight is on your left hand. Do not press on that right hand. It's just flipping the hand over so the palm is facing up. And gently release. And we do the same thing on the other side. 99% of your weight, if not 90 to 95, is on that right hand. Left hand is just flipped over, so you're getting that good stretch through the front of the wrist, through the forearm. And again, if there's any indication that your wrist is saying, please, this isn't good for me, listen. And go ahead and extend that left arm out, right arm out, and sit it back to child's pose. We place the forearms to the mat, bring the palms to gently touch, spread your fingers wide, and we're going to pull the heels of the hands back towards the back of the head. And just relax. So that gentle energy of palm to palm. Nice little stretch for the shoulders. Really nice release in that lower back. Added little benefit of that quadriceps stretch down the front of the leg and into the knee. And we extend those arms out. Take your time. As you're ready, walk your hands up. And let's come up to a crisscross leg. Easy pose. Sitting up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders up and back. We're going to palms open to the sky and drape the wrists over the knees. Close your eyes. Take a big breath in. Spread your fingers wide and feel that stretch across the palm of the hand. As you exhale, bring your index finger and thumb to gently touch. Inhale, open the palms, spread your fingers wide. And exhale, bring your middle finger to touch your thumb. Inhale, open your fingers, spread them wide. Feel that stretch across the palm. Exhale, ring finger to thumb. Inhale, open the fingers, spread them wide. And as you exhale, pinky to thumb. Inhale, open your fingers, spread them wide. And as you exhale, all the fingers gently come together to touch the thumb. And one more time, big inhale, open the fingers, spread them wide. And as you exhale, whatever finger feels natural to you, allow it to gently find your thumb. Spine is nice and tall. Close your eyes and breathe. We quiet the mind. We listen to our body. How's it feeling? A different practice today as we've isolated the feet, the toes, the ankles, the wrists, the fingers, the hands. Do you feel that energy? Do you feel that little thank you from your limbs? The hands and feet do so much work for us. Giving it a little extra love today for those parts of our body. And now time to just simply breathe. As you are ready, bringing the hands to heart center, just a gentle touch of the palms. A slight tuck of your chin down towards your chest. And just a moment with a heartfelt sense of gratitude, thanking the body for all that it does for us. We celebrate every breath, every movement as the gift that it is. Doing our best not to take for granted even the smallest motions. My wish for you is health and well-being every day. Let's gently lift the gaze, open those beautiful eyes, and I just want to say thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was different. I hope your hands and your feet are feeling alive and well. And take care of yourselves, my friends. Until the next time, light and love, and namaste.